I think we got the headline here really is what you were saying is really just muted expectations. Singles Day kicked off about a week earlier this year versus last year. It's not scheduled to end until the end of November. So we're talking about 1.5 months of what used to be just a single day of sales, right? And so you also see that from the e-commerce players. They're shifting a lot of their subsidies and their efforts away from consumer coupons and promotions, but really enabling merchants to do a little bit of better job, higher operational efficiency, selling better to the customers. And so that all really ties in quite well with the survey we launched. We surveyed about 3,000 consumers this year, what we do every year at Bain. And a lot of them say they aren't really excited about Shopping Festival this year. Singles Day, there's only about 49% of the consumers said they are excited about Singles Day. This is versus 53% last year and almost 75% in 2022. So there's been a bit of a decline there.
Yeah, I've noticed over the years that it seems like a degree of shopping festival event fatigue has really set into the Chinese market because basically there's never not one throughout the year. I mean, you don't really have to wait until Singles Day to sort of get a discount over in China. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on that one idea that, I was talking to that company about in that story, and that is merchants not wanting to be forced by the Babas and the Jindongs for saying, hey, look, we're not going to do sales. We're not going to slash prices because we want to keep steady sales throughout the year. I mean, we've got to protect our own business and margins.
Absolutely. It's something that we've kind of noticed since several years ago, right? And we're not talking just small and medium-sized merchants, but also larger brands as well. When you have this highly variational, highly cyclical sales cycle, it's not really healthy. And so now you basically see a tone down of that and kind of resumption to a little bit more the 365-day of sales, managing your kind of P&L, managing your bottom line, and seeing what you should be doing. This also reflects what consumers are looking for, right? Consumers now, with a little bit less money in their pockets, they're more rational in their spend. They're a little bit less looking for trendy, exciting new items. They're really just looking to top up their cupboards and top up their shelves and what they daily need in their daily buys. And so as you kind of complement that with the supply and the demand, I think that's to be expected moving forwards.
James, as we track and look at how the shopping festival changes every year, generative AI, of course, is becoming a larger part of the experience of the consumer, the shopper. How are you seeing Gen AI impact shopping festivals?
That's a great question. I think one of the things that you notice from particularly the e-commerce giants, they really headline the message of using Gen AI and AI-enabled tools to help their merchants. And so that's really just from the supply side. I think last year, Alibaba mentioned that their AI tools were used over 1.5 billion times in Singles Day in 2023. We also conducted a survey about several hundred merchants this year as well, just to test and get that litmus test. And it was quite interesting what we found. Merchants in general were very, very excited about these usage of AI tools. 85% of them found them to be extremely useful and will continue using them moving forwards. And so that is one part of it. On the consumer side of it, it was also very interesting what we found is that consumers in China are generally a little bit more willing than their US and European counterparts. They're about 50% more willing to trust AI. And so in terms of when we always say China is leapfrog in terms of digital and e-commerce penetration, China may be adopting Gen AI rather quickly over the coming years.